2. Hello, everyone. I am so excited about our guest presenter today. Seriously, y'all, this woman, oh, such a huge fan. And if you're going to be in Parker Vegas coming up in a couple of weeks, we're going to talk about that here at the end of the webinar. But if you are there, you must sit in her presentation, because let me just tell you, although she is absolutely dynamic, informative, and an all-out amazing person, hearing her live and in person is just the kind of thing that'll make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, because she is that fabulous. And despite the fact that it is the busiest time of the year for her, she was kind enough to take time out of her schedule to be here today to present to you. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to the Director of Recruitment for Parker University, Miss Phyllis Frase Charette. She is an incredible motivational speaker. She speaks all over the place, at Parker seminars especially. You can see her in Texas at their chiropractic conventions. Really, just if you see her on a seminar speaker list at an event near you, you are a crazy fool if you do not go and attend just to hear her speak. So anyway, I'm going to be quiet right now, turn it over to Phyllis. Phyllis, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you so much, Chrissy. I said, wow, I guess I'm going to really have to put a check in the mail to you for that introduction. That was amazing, and the Southern accent always brings me back home since I'm originally from Atlanta. So thanks for saying y'all about 10 times during that introduction. So hello, everybody, and welcome to this webinar. I really appreciate Christy. She is, I'm just going to put the compliments back on her for a minute. She is so passionate about our profession and increasing the knowledge of what you guys need to know when you work in your office every day. I really appreciate her, and I love working with her, and so we just have a love fest going on for each other. So anyway, I'm going to start with, I really believe that we need to pay attention to our everyday celebrations in our office, because I always use this phrase is that we get stuck in the weeds too often. And when I say that, I mean that sometimes we just get stuck in the stuff that's important, like filing insurance and being compliant and staying on top of patients' care when they miss of an appointment or reschedule an appointment. And that's our duties, and those are our tasks. But what we sometimes forget in the midst of living in the weeds and weeding through the weeds and cutting through the weeds is that the amazing profession that we have the privilege of working in. And so this webinar is more about to remotivate you as to why you do what you do every day, and sometimes to take a step back and get out of the weeds and embrace your patients and the healing that you do in the office, as well as what your doctors do in the office with their adjustments. So to start off, chiropractic is a celebration of life. And when I mean that, I know each and every one of you have experienced the patient that was at their wit's end. They had been to 12 healthcare professionals, and they couldn't get any help, and they were at their last hope. And when they came into your office, somehow, some way, through the power of the adjustment and the power of your compassion and your caring, they turned into a different person. I'm sure every one of you right now that's on the line can think of one patient that you've had that fit that description of what I just said. And we have to embrace that philosophy in our office, because if we get caught in the weeds, we forget about the beauty of chiropractic. And I always tell people that when a patient comes into your office, they come in as a cocoon. They've been in a lot of pain, they've had bad relationships, or they've been crabby, or, they've had things that have just hurt their lifestyle, and they haven't been able to do things that they enjoy to do. And when you have that power of the adjustment or your loving service that you have no matter what position that you're doing in your office, whether it's an insurance specialist or a front desk CA or a rehabilitation CA or an x-ray CA, every time you touch that person, you change their life for the better. And I truly believe that that's part of the healing process that goes along with the adjustment. So as you can see on this slide, a study published in the Chiropractic Research Journal compared the health and wellness of 200 children under conventional medical care. The chiropractic group had fewer ear infections, fewer allergies, fewer cases of tonsillitis and asthma. The health of the children under chiropractic care was demonstrated superior to the children who had not received it. And that is huge. And we also have to look that it's just not about children. It's about everybody that walks through our door. And we have to celebrate that with them. So we also have to look at celebrating the miracles in the office, the ones that we see and the silent miracles. Because I think as we work in this profession, we forget the tiny, tiny little things that occurs with a patient after an adjustment, because we've seen it and we assume that they should have that same knowledge that we do. But every little thing that a patient tells you that is an improvement, we need to celebrate that. I'll give you an example. When a mom, talking about children, when a mom has had a newborn and the child won't sleep and is real colicky and maybe won't, nurse very well when they're breastfeeding, and the doctor gives that little baby an adjustment and that baby sleeps for 5 to 6 hours when they haven't been sleeping at night, that is a milestone for that mom. And that is a true miracle to that mom who has not slept for days without an adjustment. Okay? Or the gentleman that is an avid golf player. He goes out to golf 2-3 times a week with his buddies, to get away from his wife maybe, or just to get some exercise. And he can't golf anymore. And then he comes in for that adjustment, and you increase his swing or you decrease the pain that he's been feeling. That might not be a big deal to you because maybe you're not a golfer, but what we've done is we've restored their life. We've restored their ability to do what gives them the greatest joy in the world. And so that's why we have to really pay attention to those miracles. And we have to remind people that they are having miracles every day, that when they walk into your doctor's office or walk in to see you, they will come out feeling better than they did when they walked through your office. Whether it's your smile at the front desk, whether it's a hug because it's their birthday, or whether it's a celebration that they had a grandchild that was born, those are celebrations that we have to acknowledge. And this also comes back to, if you hear those stories, capture them. Either capture them on writing for their chiropractic success story as far as, how they got into your office, what they were experiencing before and what they've experienced in your office afterwards. Or have them do a Facebook review or a Google review, or, for example, at Thanksgiving, you could have, let us know what you're thankful for chiropractic, and you can post that all over your office so that people can see that there are other people that have been in the same situation that they had, and through chiropractic, their health and their life has been restored. So just be conscious of that. We used to, in the office that I worked in, we would have a well bell, and so when a patient would tell us something miraculously, like they haven't had headaches in 3 days, we would tell them to ring that well bell. And for some of you that are on the webinar that may be from the Midwest, you know A&W, the root beer restaurant, has a well bell when you walk out. It says, if your visit was swell, ring our bell. And so that acknowledges people that you're paying attention to what's happening to them as they evolve from the cocoon to a beautiful butterfly. Now, keep in mind, some of those cocoons may turn into a moth or a butterfly, but regardless, you've changed their life through the chiropractic adjustment. So, you know, this is a great conversation to have, or to have something on your whiteboard, is to let people know about chiropractic does more than just relieve back pain or neck pain. We know that. That's what chiropractors are good at. That's what the public knows. But we also have to educate our patients on the other things that chiropractic can do, you know. And so this is a great picture of this is chiropractic improves health, sleep, stress, happiness, well-being, immune system, strength, life, and mobility. And now if you watch the health and wellness experts or the exercise experts, they're telling you, you know, to be healthy, you don't have to run a marathon. You just have to move. It's all about movement, because when we're sedentary, our organs don't function right, our body doesn't move right, we're stiff. And so as chiropractors, we're movement specialists. We move those vertebrae to remove the interference in someone's spine so they can have a healthy life. And so chiropractic decreases disease, illness, pain, aches, injury, bad posture, depression, prescription drug use, and anxiety. The opiate issue right now is huge. I was at a seminar this weekend speaking for 5-star management, and one of the doctors said that he just saw research that by the 4th day of taking opiate prescriptions that you are already classified to being addicted to that drug. That's huge. And the crisis is not for the people who don't have a good home or, you know, a lifestyle, or don't live, you know, that live on the streets. These opiate addictions and crises happen to everyday normal people because they don't know any different except to take pain medication to decrease their pain, whether it's mental pain or physical pain or chemical pain. And so it's our job as a chiropractic assistant or a chiropractor is to educate that patient enough to where they think, hey, there's got to be something better for me than just taking drugs all the time. And we're in the greatest position right now to continue to communicate that message that try chiropractic first before drugs and surgery. Okay? And so these are the celebrations that you can talk about with your patient. You know, I used to see offices that people would have miracles in the office that they were able to, you know, get off certain prescription drugs for high blood pressure or, you know, heart medicine. And there were doctors that would keep a big trash can, and as people got off these drugs, they would put them in the trash can. Well, you can't do that today unless you have a contained container where someone couldn't break into those and get those drugs. But it was a symbol of, hey, look what chiropractic can do for you naturally without drugs or surgery. Because we know that seeing is not believing, but believing is seeing, because health comes from above, down, inside, out. And so we have to believe and know that the body has the ability to heal from the inside out. And that's the difference between chiropractic and traditional health care, is that traditional health care looks from the outside to the inside, where chiropractic is from the inside out, meaning that the chiropractor is going to examine and diagnose the patient through the nervous system to get to the root of the problem. So if somebody says, oh, I'm having gallbladder pain, or whatever the symptom would be, traditional medicine, oh, it's not working, well, let's just take it out. Versus the chiropractor going, well, let's try and get to the root of the problem and see if there is some nerve interference or some segmental dysfunction or a subluxation that can help restore that organ to make it function better. And I'm sure some of you have had your chiropractors go, oh, yeah, I've gotten 9 women pregnant. Well, they're talking about from a chiropractic standpoint, as women not being able to have children, and they've gone the whole route of doing fertility drugs and, testing and things like that. And once your chiropractor determines that there may be some interference in those nerves that is blocking that communication for a baby to be conceived or developed. And so those are the miracles, because if a woman's been trying to get pregnant for years and years, and then they start seeing a chiropractor and they get pregnant, it doesn't happen all the time, but a lot of times it does, you have changed their life. You have saved their life. We used to do a promotion in our office. When someone would refer a patient, we would send a thank you card, but also in there we would tape an individual lifesaver and tell the patient, thank you for referring so-and-so. You've been a true lifesaver to them. Okay? And of course that was HIPAA compliant, but I'm just saying we acknowledged that patient for actually saving somebody's life through chiropractic, And so we need to believe in yourself and tell your story to others. Don't be afraid to tell, if you've had a personal story about chiropractic, whether it was a friend of yours, whether it was yourself, whether it was your children, tell those stories to the patient and don't be ashamed of it, because people love stories. They love to hear that what you're telling them to do in your office, you yourself are doing. When I worked in offices, we would put ourselves on the appointment book, and we would let the patient see us getting adjusted, because they would go, well, what are you getting adjusted for? What's wrong with you? And our natural response to that would be, well, nothing's wrong with me. That's why I'm under chiropractic care, to make sure nothing is wrong with me. And so, it's definitely a mindset of believing in your story. And if you don't have a story, I'm sure you can find one that really resonates with you or tugs at your heart a little bit. And you tell those patients, hey, I understand your situation. We had a patient that went through the same thing that you did, and through a series of adjustments and therapies and nutrition or whatever you do in your office, it really helped this person become whole again. And so I encourage you to write your story down if you have one, because I know that I always look at chiropractic called you didn't call it. Somehow, some way, you're working for your chiropractor because something happened that made you want to work for them. Or I would at least say 8 out of 10 people say that I never thought that I would be in chiropractic. And same thing for me. When I was introduced to the chiropractic profession, I was married to a chiropractor years and years and years ago. I'm married to another one now, but we went to our first Parker seminar. I started working in his office, and I didn't know, I knew about chiropractic. I got adjusted, but I didn't know what chiropractic was or is or did. I just know that I saw people that really came out of our office a different person. And when we went to that Parker seminar, the light bulbs turned on to me, and I was like on fire. I wanted to tell everybody about chiropractic, regardless if they looked at me like I was crazy or they embraced the message that I was trying to tell them. And that's continued in my entire life. And had I never been exposed to chiropractic or exposed to seminars that gave me more information about seminar, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. Being honored to talk to you and motivate you and inspire you and help you be the best that you can be in your doctor's office, because it's fun. It's fun to see people get well. It's fun to see those little babies in your office, and it's fun to see those little grandmas come in and just really sassy, and of course, not every day's the greatest day in the office, because we have our challenges. We have patients who don't want to pay. We have insurance that is denied, or we have compliance issues, or we have billing issues. But that just comes with the territory, because the more you promote and the more you educate people about chiropractic, you are going to have bigger messes and bigger things to do. But that's the biggest purpose, and that was the whole part of doing this webinar, is to let you know you're part of a bigger picture, and you need to feel that way every day, that you make a contribution to your doctor's office. And so start writing your own story. Some people on the website, if you have a website for your office, is doing a bio on yourself and having a picture and introducing, the staff on your website. Well, make part of that bio be your chiropractic story. You be the testimonial. You be the example that helps everybody go, maybe I should try chiropractic, because most people, before they schedule an appointment in your office, is going to check out your website. So make sure you show your story to make a difference in other people's lives. So we have everyday celebrations is, graduating from active care to wellness care. If someone has had a series of chiropractic care and now they're decreasing their frequency of care and they're going on to maintenance or wellness care, celebrate that. Make that a big deal. Some offices will do wellness certificates. Some people have a wellness club where they, put people, that their people write a testimonial of, why they continue with chiropractic care, what's made a difference in their lives. Patients' anniversaries. If you have an older couple and they've been married for 65 years and they come into their adjustment, make that a celebration. And also improvements in their care, like I talked about earlier, is if you see an improvement, even if it's the slightest improvement, acknowledge it. Not to do it insincerely, but to do it sincerely. Mrs. Jones, ever since you've been coming in, you look taller to me. Is that true? Do you feel taller? Or, wow, your color has returned, to your face, or your hair looks really nice, and you're going to get those comments that say, well, yeah, this is the first time I've ever been able to raise my arm over my shoulder to blow dry my hair. And once again, those are little miracles, because we take for granted, because we're under regular chiropractic care, that we're always going to be able to raise our hand over our shoulder to blow dry our hair. And we take those for granted. And welcoming new patients. I love our veterinarian. I have two standard poodles, and they're both rescue poodles. And my veterinarian has the best marketing department, marketing company, however they do it. I always am excited to take my dogs to the vet. The first time I made an appointment, and when I came into that office, they had a big chalkboard, and it said, "Welcome, Lucy," and "Welcome, Buddy." And they had everybody's name listed on the whiteboard. And yeah, it's just an animal. And it made me feel special. And just think if you did things like that for your patients on a regular basis. This is this is not marketing 101. It's just making a patient feel special while they're in your office. And when we can celebrate our new patients and welcome our new patients, we change the culture. We change the culture of healthcare. And what I mean by that is if you've ever been in a traditional medical office, and I'm not bashing the medical world, I'm just saying they have a different way of doing things than what I've seen in the majority of chiropractic offices. We are welcoming. We know the patient's name. We greet them. We say hello to them. Where the traditional medical office, people come in, they sit down, they're told to come back, and there's just not that personal experience because it's more about the personal experience that your patients receive in your office that creates referrals, creates retention, and just creates, basically a good feeling, I guess I would say. And also inviting friends and family. That's a celebration to get a family under care. And it's up to us to have that conversation. And it's not about selling chiropractic or more visits. It's not about making more money. That's the end result of your customer service. So have those conversations with the mom that has 3 kids and they've never been checked by your chiropractor. Just ask the question. Hey, Mrs. Jones, I noticed you have children. Some of them had come in with you, but they've never gotten adjusted. Have you really considered chiropractic for your kids? And it's just a matter of simply asking that question. Because like I tell my youngest daughter, who's 23, is you got a 50-50 chance of asking for something. A 50-50 chance that somebody's going to go, yeah, we can do that. So take that attitude when you're having chiropractic conversations with your patients. What's the worst thing they're going to do? They're going to tell you, no, I don't have any friends and family. I don't know of anybody that would have a chiropractic condition. That's okay. Don't take it personal. But having those conversations allows people to know that chiropractic just isn't about neck pain and back pain. And then also inviting, if you do a spinal care workshop or a new patient orientation workshop or a welcome to wellness workshop, ask people to bring somebody. Because you never know the far-reaching effects of if you talk to somebody about chiropractic, they may talk to somebody else about chiropractic. It's kind of a real pretty circle that continues to go around and around. And then, celebrating your patients of the month, families of the month, youth of the month. Maybe you have kids bring in the report card and, celebrate the fact that they got good grades, and they get good grades because they're under regular chiropractic care and it helps their brain function better, and then do chiropractic trivia, on your busiest day, it's Tuesday trivia, and come up with chiropractic questions so people learn on their own in a fun way of chiropractic education. And practice anniversaries. It's so important to celebrate the milestones in your office. If you've had an employee that's been with you 5 years, celebrate that anniversary. Or if your practice has been operating for 10 years, have a 10-year anniversary, have an open house, invite people back, invite people to celebrate with you. And then the holidays. Holidays are fun. Halloween, wouldn't it be scary without chiropractic? Or don't be a turkey and get regular chiropractic care. Or why are you thankful for chiropractic, like I talked about earlier? Giving the gift of life, spring into health, fall back into well-being, and celebrate chiropractic's birthday in September. These are low-cost things that you can do, little celebrations in the office for everybody to have fun. Because as we've all heard, remember this, laughter is the best medicine. And so as we wind this down, I just encourage you to sometimes step out of those weeds and look at how grateful it is and how humbling it is to be in this profession and give a piece of our heart and give a piece of our compassion every day to somebody who hasn't seen what really life is without chiropractic in their life. So as we wind this down, this webinar, I have a gift for everybody. Like I said, the Parker seminars changed my life. It changed the chiropractor that I was working for. It changed their life. It changed our patient's life. It taught us to see more patients and have fun while we're doing it. So Christy was kind enough to let me present this. But we have our Parker Vegas February seminar, the 21st through the 23rd, and I am giving you guys a coupon or a code, which is MyCA19. So if you decide to go to the seminar, talk your doctor into letting you go or come as an office, when you check out, if you use that code, you get $50 off a CA reservation. So basically, the CA cost right now is $199, and this allows it to go back to $149. Keep in mind, if you do an office package, which is 3 or more, that coupon does not apply to an office package. It applies to individual registrations. And we've got a great lineup. I know Chrissy's going to be in the expo hall because ChiroHealthUSA is a very valued exhibitor of ours. And just want you to know that that's my gift for spending the last 45 minutes with you. And so now I'm going to turn it back over to Christy, and thank you for letting me be a part of this webinar.
Thank you so much, Phyllis. Yes, if you are going to be at Parker Vegas, make sure you do stop by our booth. You cannot miss it. We are so excited. This will be my 8th year in a row to attend this seminar, and it is hands down one of my favorites. They always have such amazing speakers, and this year I can't decide who I am more excited to see. Damon John from Shark Tank, because I got to see Mark Cuban a couple of years ago at a different convention, and I'm going to make it around to see everybody who's on Shark Tank eventually. They also have, I'm a diehard baseball fan, and Cal Ripken Jr. is going to be there. And then you have amazing people like Holly Jensen, Dr. Margie Smith, Dr. Miles Bodson, Bill Estad, who is hilarious. Love, love, love him. Obviously, Phyllis is going to be there. Kathy Milching. There are so many incredible speakers at this event for not just the chiropractors, but for CAs, because I'm just telling y'all, it is life-changing to be able to sit in this audience and be in there with hundreds of CAs just like yourself. Doctors, if you're online, I'm telling you, if you are looking for a way to really elevate your practice to the next level, really inspire your team, this is how you do it. Treat them to a couple of days in Vegas to attend this event, because I'm telling you, I don't work in a chiropractic office anymore. I work obviously at the CHUSA office for Dr. Foxworth now, but every time I go, I just come back with such a renewed spirit, love, so much motivation and excitement for chiropractic. throughout the rest of the year. It's also where I recruit and meet so many new speakers for the webinar series as well. So you all will not be disappointed if you have the opportunity to attend this event. Just a reminder, next week we have 2 webinars, not just one. We have my very good friend, Dr. Evan William, doing the perfect soap note, and that's going to be on Tuesday, same time, same place as our regular webinar series. The following day, we are doing Balancing Your Practice in the New Year with Dr. Adam Rodnick, Dr. Ray Foxworth, and Yvette Noel. I mean, this is a powerhouse team of people to hear about really bringing balance to your practice. I mean, who doesn't want to know about that? Whether you're a CA, whether you're a doctor, doesn't matter what your position is. We all need more balance in our life. And then the following week, we're going to have Dr. Nick Silveri talking to us about online marketing and social media, which is a hot topic. Y'all have been requesting more webinars on that. And so we're going to have him on here, and he is fantastic. So make sure you register for those webinars early. All of the webinars are posted on our website going into April. And I'm so incredibly excited because we have some just amazing speakers who we have booked for y'all through the rest of the year. Baron Hoig, Jay Greenstein. I am super stoked. Dr. Heidi Havoc is going to be on our webinar series in April. She's amazing. So we're taking it to the next level with great presenters like Phyllis today, with Dr. Havoc is going to be on here. So make sure, again, register early. You know, seats are limited, and I don't want you to get booted out. So, Phyllis, thank you so much for being here today. Y'all have no idea how much work this woman does. Like, I don't know how she sleeps. It's what I told her right before we started the webinar today. I'm like, when do you sleep? Because she is managing this absolutely incredible webinar, Parker Vegas and all the seminars that Parker's putting on, does so much work for the school. She's married to Dr. Mark Charette. I'm sure many of you recognize that name because he speaks all over the country as well. They're an amazing couple, just beautiful people. And she's doing webinars for us, did a webinar for Illinois Chiropractic Society like a week ago. So seriously, hardest working woman in chiropractic, I am telling you.
You make me look boring, Christy.
I don't think so. I was like, we're all running circles trying to keep up with you, Phyllis. Well, I just want to thank all of y'all for joining us today. We'll see you next time, same place, same time. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you.